There's another
roll up the awning when we get ready to play, and then go to down. They've got 2 television sets in there.
There's that other new movie, Dirty Dancing. I think you can get some mud and go do some dirty dancing. You take a look at the stats. Packers 30 yards rushing, kind of even in that category. But look at the passing yardage. Mikowski, the rookie, is not done very well. -5 on that end of it. But the all important that you don't see on that board is the fact of the 3 Denver Bronco turnovers. That's the most important first quarter stat.
And the Green Bay Packers have not turned the ball over.
Not yet. They haven't at all. And, that's so very important to Denver. A week ago, they turned 5 Seattle turnovers into 27 points. And that's the item that the Green Bay Packers wanted to stay away from. They have so far.
Mike Horan with a 37-yard average, and he kicked just 1 time last week. Last year he had a 41-1. And Walter Stanley. The gloves really come in handy here because they're sticky and they're dry, and you can get a better grip on it. It goes to the corner, and he gets it. Let's see where they mark it out. So Green Bay will be starting an offense, and they will not have good field position for the first time. They're going to mark it out at the 22-yard line.
Horan's not very happy about that.
He read it differently. It's a 21-yard punt.
Charlie, getting back to the gloves, what receivers wear in this kind of weather is skin diving gloves, because they've got great dexterity. They use exactly what skin divers will wear, and they're very light, but very good grip for them.
Do they have little suction cups?
Yeah, they certainly do. No thumbtacks, but they've got suction cups.
Green Bay from their own 22-yard line, first down. That's in motion. Being very basic with Brent Fullwood, the rookie. He's going to have a yard, maybe 2, when Andre Townsend was the man who met him at the point of attack. Let's give him a yard to the 23.
And Townsend, one of the men that moved in this ever-changing Denver Bronco defense. He was a defensive end a year ago. Now he's playing that nose tackle position. Andre Townsend bigger than Greg Cragen, the man who he replaced. They wanted a bigger, stronger, more aggressive defense this year. So far, they've shown that.
2nd and 9. Pascal in motion. He stops. Forward. Lost the 25. We'll give him the 26. So it's 3. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6. Simon Fletcher made the stop, and now Green Bay has to throw. So it's run, throw on 3rd down when you have to. Try not to make any mistakes and capitalize on any that the Broncos might make.
Charlie Mikowski has to get that 1 completion in. He's got to get some help from a wide receiver, maybe make it an easy throw for him. Get that 1 big one in. It changes his entire confidence level.
He's 0 for 3. He's been sacked once. And I think to get it, though, he's got to throw on 1st down.
I think so, too. This nickel package is not going to help him at all. He's going against 5 or 6 defensive backs.
And he doesn't read, as we mentioned earlier. He doesn't have the experience to read what the defense is doing. And a blitz is coming. 2 blitzers, and he's in trouble. Slips 1 tackle, and he was in the grasp and control and will be ruled down at the 12-yard line. So that is the 2nd sack for Denver, and we're going to give it to Randy Robbins, and they were blitzing 2 back.
Charlie, this is called a dime package for the Broncos. Take a look from Mikowski's right side. Number 45, Wilson, will come. That's also Robbins' 48 from this side, and that is a sandwich. 2 defensive backs get to him, and down with the sack.
And that means that Don Bracken will come in. He's a good punter.
Illegal formation, offense. Number 70, not on the line of scrimmage. Penalty decline. 3rd down.
Meanwhile, Keith Euchre was not on the line of scrimmage. They declined the penalty at 4th down. Either that or Don Bracken, the punter, was going to say, wait a minute. Gerald Wilhite is the return man. You will recall earlier that Natil was there, and then he muffed a ball and lost it to Green Bay, and then Wilhite. Natil has been back also since then. Well, they're kind of alternating them right now. Good snap. Not that good a kick. And he's going to be down. And the ball's now free once it's been touched. I mean, Wilhite can pick it up and do almost anything. Still get it back at first touching, but possibly because it's wet. Why bother to take a chance?
Well,
Mandeville was down.
Because there's no chance.
There's no chance.
Right. Wilhite can pick it up and run with it. If he fumbles, it goes back to the point of the illegal touch. That's what it's referred to as.
Meanwhile, there was a flag down back at the 18-yard line. A 31-yard kick. Denver will refuse it and take the ball just inside the 44.
Illegal player, offense, downfield. Penalty is declined. First down, Denver.
So Denver, with their best field position to start a drive, will have to wait a moment as we'll take a timeout with the ball at the Green Bay 44-yard line, and the Packers lead it 7-0.
Today's game is brought to you by Mazda, bringing performance and value together. That's the Mazda way. By the Stanley Works. Stanley helps you do things right. And by Tandy Computers, because there is no better value, only at Radio Shack.
This is Charlie Jones, Jimmy Cephalo. Elway gives to the second back, and that is Wilhite. Wilhite inside the 30 to the 24-yard line. Mark Lee makes the tackle. 20 yards on the play.
And Gerald Wilhite was questionable coming into this game because of a sore ankle. It doesn't look very sore to me. Nice block on both sides. That's Ayers, number 67, with a good block on John Anderson, number 59. And that springs Wilhite into the secondary.
First down at the 23-yard line. Winder slips as he makes his cut at the 25, and he's going to lose a yard to the 24. It'll be second down and 11 as we check the 10-minute ticker. Cleveland leading Pittsburgh by 3. Chicago. Walter Payton is 107th rushing touchdown. Now passes Jim Brown in that category. All-time NFL list. Cincinnati leading San Francisco 10-0. Bengals are for real. Miami is expected in front of Indianapolis. Washington and Atlanta tied 7-7. A bit of an upset working there. Houston in front for the first time now 10-6. And New Orleans leading Philadelphia. And here it is Green Bay 7 and Denver 0. Denver with the ball at the 24-yard line of the Packers. Elway back. Has all the time in the world. Screen knocked away. Good defensive play. They're going to rule it an incomplete pass. Outstanding defensive play by Robert Brown, number 93.
You're not getting Charlie. He had to read this thing, then get the big paw up and knock it away. An outstanding play by Robert Brown.
This is a play you just simply do not see a defensive lineman make that offer.
Not at all. First he had to read it, and then what he does, look at the dexterity. I mean, he's lost some weight. He was about 8 pounds heavier last season, and then also a nice move.
Offense, number 88, 10-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Second down.
That against Clarence Gale, holding penalty, but also a nice move. Good concentration on the part of Sammy Winder to try to get back into it.
So it's 2nd and 21 with the ball back at the 34-yard line. So the Broncos unable to get anything moving. Looked as if they had an opportunity there. Moved to the 24. Now the penalty brings it back to the 34. And it's 2nd and 21. Elway against a 3-man, now a 4-man rush. Slides out of the pocket, throws, and the pass is incomplete. Right through Vance Johnson. I got to see that again.
Well, I think Ken Johnson, number 39, who's a free agent, all he has to do is just change the spiral of the football, and it will be very, very difficult for Johnson to come up with it. And that's exactly what he does.
Yes,
he knocked it away. Number 39, Ken Johnson, a free agent. Nice play.
He also has an interception to his credit. He's having a pretty good ball.
3rd and 21.
3rd down and 21. Elway from the shotgun. Wilhite the remaining back. Incomplete.
That's a fumble, Charlie.
They're going to rule a reception and a lateral or backward pass because that's what they wanted to do. And this is a Miami play.
Well, it's one that worked very successfully for them for a number of years, but this is something set up. You've got Orson Mobley, number 89. He's going to make the catch. Now he's waiting for the trail man, the back coming to his left-hand side, but Mark Murphy, number 37, is there for the hit. In that case, and you see number 47.
It's a live ball.
Wilhite is the one who was going to be the trailer. That is a live reception, but Mobley has got to just hang on to it when he feels the pressure and say, let's forget about this. We'll be happy with the catch. And that nearly works. If Murphy doesn't get that to that point and they flip it out to 47 Wilhite, he's down the sideline. If if they can't get to him for a score.
And Wilhite shaken up on the play. We've got a timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment. Green Bay leads 7-0. 1981 playoff game, San Diego.
Right at that time, it was Duriel Harris as a receiver pitching to Tony Nathan, who went around the corner, brought the Dolphins back into the contest. It worked then. It didn't work now. By the way, Charlie, that game in '81, some people thought the greatest football game ever played.
Kellen Winslow was tremendous in that ball game. It was just a great football game. Mike Horan will be kicking. Walter Stanley is the return man. Goes for the corner. And he has it. Oh, that's a great kick. It's going to be out at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, he was going to go back and he was going to argue a little bit. He didn't like the spot he got the last time around. Hey, be happy with that one, guy. You're at about the 3-yard line. What are you complaining about?
33 yards to the 3, but he's standing there with the officials. He stand here with me. We'll mark this together.
I'll give you my opinion on the subject. Yeah.
So Green Bay takes over on their own 3-yard line first down as today's telecast presented by Authority, the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Green Bay Packers and the National Football League is prohibited. First down, Green Bay. They have been conservative and they will stay conservative. Jesse Clark, the fullback, has 3 yards to the 6. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Rulon Jones makes the tackle. A reminder that Jimmy and I will be selecting the Budweiser Most Valuable Player for today's game at the conclusion of the contest. Green Bay now 19 plays, and they have a net of 18 yards. So it's
the score is really misleading. Again,
yes,
it is 3 turnovers.
Three turnovers. They capitalized on one of them. 2nd down and 7. Ball out Caruth. Sloshing for a yard to the 7. And it's going to be 3rd down and 6. And now Green Bay has to throw. This has been a problem. And they're going, of course, in case you joined us late, with this young man, Don Majkowski. Rookie, Virginia, 10th round of the draft. Yes.
I'm sorry. Under these circumstances, you have to think they're going to keep the football on the ground. There's the dime package coming in again. You've got 6 defensive backs, so you've got a mismatch really in the middle. You've got linemen blocking against defensive backs who are playing the spot of a linebacker. With a rookie there, regardless that they're in the shotgun, and I may be totally wrong, I'd run the football.
Jesse Clark is the running back next to Majkowski. You could do a little inside handoff. No, they're going to throw. Here's pressure, and it is pulled down, and it's going to be a first down. Frankie Neal pulls it down, and that is the first reception for Don Majkowski. So as we celebrate the beginning of the career for this young man, let's go to New York for another celebration.
All right, Charlie, the Dolphins led the Colts 10-0 until Gary Hogeboom hooked up with Matt Booza on this 17-yarder. The Colts have lost 13 straight to Miami, but keeping it close today, 10-7. And Jimmy Cephalo, Bob Trumpy wants to know if the candy and flowers have arrived yet.
No, but we've got a call into Merlin to see.
He might be able to get us a better price.
And now he's 2 for 2 in the last 2 off to Paul out Carew. 21-yard line, a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down and 3.
Second and 4. Ball on the 21.
Majkowski, of course, not 5 for 5. The last 2 completions is all he'll get credit for.
That's right. The mark of the 20, 2nd down and 4. And now he has the hot hand. Oh, now they're going to run with it. Brent Fullwood, just a yard to the 21. So it's 3rd down and 3. And now Majkowski will be throwing again. Andre Townsend was there to make the tackle. Forrest Gregg, the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, in his 4th year. By the way, at the stadium, we haven't talked about this, both benches on the far side. Now, as a viewer, I like it because it keeps the near side kind of a little bit clear. As a player, you don't like it.
Oh, I hated it because you would stand, you go over to the side, the corner, and get a glass of water, and the guy who you just try to beat up on the field's over there. You say, hey, how's it going? I hate that kind of thing. Let me yell at him across the field.
From the shotgun, 3rd and 3. 2 men blitzing under the pressure. It's a wobbly pass, but he was going to Paul Caruth. It was tipped. Caruth is not his primary receiver, so maybe as the day progresses, he'll be able to move to the 1st, the 2nd, and possibly as far as the 3rd. I doubt that far.
He might. This is really a mismatch, though, in favor of the Broncos as Bukowski really takes a shot. Ricky Hundley is the one, number 98, that's got to cover Caruth. If that's the situation as an offensive-minded coach, I got to like my chances.
Jim Ryan had a hand on the ball. Bracken to kick, and Ricky Natil is set for the return. Natil fields it at the 46, has 5 yards on the return as he is down at the Green Bay 49-yard line. 32 yards on the kick, and John Dorsey down in the coverage for Green Bay. Packers lead 7-0. I alluded to it at the beginning of the telecast that possibly this is the last games of this weekend and tomorrow night before a strike. The effect on the players.
Well, I think a big effect on the players. It's difficult to put it out of your mind completely. You want to get ready for a football game, but you know that this may be, 1, the last time you get to do what you love doing, and 2, the last paycheck you get for a while.
Oh, the second part bothered me. Intercepted. The flag is down. Green Bay has the ball. If it stands, it'll be the 4th turnover. This is John Anderson, who recovered an early fumble. But there's a flag. Holding against Denver. They'll refuse it. Green Bay has the ball.
Quite a surprise on the part of John Elway carrying this, throwing this football.
Offense, number 64. Penalty is declined. 1st down, Green Bay.
He's telegraphing the pass all the way along the line. Everybody in the stadium knew he was going down to that corner, especially John Anderson, who comes up with the interception. Again, not a smart play on the part of John Elway, who telegraphed it. You might expect that out of Don Bukowski, but certainly not out of John Elway.
The 4th turnover, and Green Bay has the ball at the Denver 45. 1st down. Brent Fullwood, who has scored the only touchdown of the game, sheds a tackler. He's to the 34-yard line. 1st down. 11 yards.
Hey, Charlie, this guy's going to be a player. I got to tell you, when he was in high school as a senior, St. Cloud High School in Florida, he returned 10 kickoffs as a senior, all of them for touchdowns. He's got that kind of explosiveness as a running back, and it looks like he's carried it through college and the pros. He breaks 4 or 5 tackles, carrying people along with him. We know he has the speed, but it seems he also has the power.
34-yard line. 1st down. Denver territory. Green Bay up 7-0. Ball out Caruth. Caruth slips a tackle. He rolls forward to the 30-yard line. He's got 4. And it's 2nd down and 6, and it's contagious. You get the breaks. You've got 4 turnovers. The rookie running back, the number 1 draft choice, breaks a couple, picks up a 1st down. Now all of a sudden, everybody gets up. 5:53 left to go. 2nd quarter.
Well, let me tell you, the first words out of Dan Reeves' mouth when they go on during the halftime. If they don't score here and it's only 7-0 and they turn the ball over 4 times, they say, we turned it over 4 times. We're only down 7-0. It's kind of an uplifting thing. So it's important the Packers get something on the board in this drive.
2nd down and 6. Forward to the 24-yard line, close to the 1st down. He may have it. Townsend makes the tackle. The problem of running on a baseball infield.
Oh, large problems, because if the whole field was dirt, that's fine, because you know what the surface is going to be. But as you see the mud kicking up, they're going from slippery grass to a mud field. It changes in the surface. Your footing changes as you're running, and that's the real problem. And yes, it will be a 1st down by a football line.
Still at this point, I don't think anyone, including the Green Bay Packers, feel they can win the ball game.
I'll tell you what, Dan Bukowski might think he can. He's that kind of a guy, aggressiveness, tough-minded, and rookies don't learn these things. They don't read newspapers yet. You know, you don't learn to read the papers till you're about in your 3rd year.
But you still have the feeling that Denver, they haven't done anything, but that they still have all the guns that they can do it, but they can't wait too long. Forward, and he keeps plowing. He's to the 20-yard line. He has 4 more. Second down and 6. Boyer makes a tackle. You're right. He believes.
Yeah, he believes he can do it. And we've created a monster with Fullwood now. You know, it's like you get a comedian standing up and he laughed at his first joke and he kills you the rest of the night. He had his first run. It was a good one. And now we've got a monster in our hands.
You've seen me work a nightclub, haven't you? Fullwood, 7 carries, 29 yards. And the only touchdown of the ballgame. 7-0 Green Bay. And it's second down and 6. He gives to the first back coming through, and that's Jesse Clark. 17-yard line. He has 3. Third down and 3. Ricky Hundley makes the tackle. He, by the way, is the player representative for the Denver Broncos. We identified that Mark Cannon, player representative for the Green Bay Packers. Now, you're in 4-down territory here, though. Third down and 3, so you do not have to throw. You can stay on the ground for 2 downs if you don't want to go with a field goal attempt.
You can, but it's also important. Watch where they are in the field, Charlie, which hash mark they wind up kicking from, because it's right on the cusp between the dirt and the grass.
They're showing a passing formation on third down and 3.
Quarterback draw.
Yes, he's got it. 10. Slip, dive, 6, maybe the 5. This is the crowd.
Here it is here. Mikowski loves this kind of thing. They said he's aggressive. Look at the hole that opens up underneath. That's the problem. If you're going to blitz somebody like that, they did not on that case. And whoa, what a shot he takes. He's got a lot of guts, and he popped right up. You know, he wasn't affected by the hit whatsoever by Dennis Smith, number 49.
Gain of 12. First down, goal to go. It's the 5-yard line, and Green Bay is going to take a timeout.
Timeout. Green Bay, their second timeout.
That's their second timeout, and that's a smart timeout. Rookie quarterback, you do not want to make a mistake. Maybe he's a little hazy right now, too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He's all bowed up. He came to the sideline.
What is his
chest is all stuck out. You know, he liked that. He took the best shot from Dennis Smith, and he still get. He said, I survived. I'm like John Elway. Last week, he took a couple of shots from Bosworth. I can get up and get off this field. Watch the hit.
2:54 the time remaining in the first half here. Let's look at the ticker. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. That's a close one. 3-0. Chicago 14-3 over Tampa Bay. San Francisco closing a little. Cincinnati leads that by 3. Miami in front of Indianapolis, but Indianapolis making a game of it. Washington and Atlanta tied at 7-7. Houston now comfortably in front of Buffalo. That was expected. New Orleans and Philadelphia tied at 10-10. If they play next week, Houston, who well could be 2-0, will be playing the Los Angeles Raiders in the Astrodome in Houston. Well, you know why I mentioned that? Because we're doing it. That's why I mentioned that. Frank DeFord, his essay at halftime, he does such a great job. One of the true highlights that we have of our halftime coverage. So he'll be joining Bob Ahmad and Paul. First down, goal to go, 5-yard line.
Watch the crackback, Charlie. Here it comes.
He's going to end up losing a yard. Strange call.
Well, that's the play that they got down in and scored on the last time when Paul Otgruth came into the crackback and Fullwood jumped into the end zone. That time they showed the formation but decided to go away from their strength into the boundary, the short side of the field. And it is a surprising call. The only way that can work is that if the Denver Broncos completely overreact to the success you had with the crackback earlier and slip into the end zone, but chances are not high.
Also, it shows much more confidence by the coaching staff of the quarterback.
That's true, because he's got to make something happen.
Yeah. Maybe they liked what they heard when he came over the sideline during the timeout. It's a 7, loss of 2, second and goal. Goes over the middle. It's Paul Otgruth, touchdown.
Charlie, that's the same exact play they were not successful on a little bit earlier. If you remember, Ricky Hundley going against Paul Caruth, and I said then that I like that matchup for the Packers. It worked on that occasion.
Magic Man, he already has the nickname. Al Del Greco adds one more. And it's Green Bay 14 and Denver nothing.
Let's take a look at it from ground level. You'll see Caruth snaking out of the backfield. He'll get man-to-man coverage. Let's see if it's against the linebacker. Whoever it was, and it is against Jim Ryan, a linebacker, and Caruth wins it, sneaks into the end zone, and that makes Forrest Gregg one happy camper.
Don Majkowski, his first NFL touchdown pass. 8 plays, 45 yards in the drive. Green Bay leading Denver 14-0.
And we can look for Paul Caruth to be a more important factor in this game as it gets muddier and muddier. He's a so-called mudder. He's that sure-footed, strong guy, gets his shoulders turned upfield, hard-nosed. Jim Taylor type of a person, certainly not of that magnitude, but someone you want to carry the load when you're on a wet field.
And so with 2 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the second quarter at Milwaukee County Stadium, the rain still a little mist and drizzle, but not that much. A very wet, damp, slick field. As you look at number 5 on his shoulder, number 1 right now in the hearts of all the Packer fans, Don Majkowski, rookie from Virginia, 10th round of the draft. Great all-around athlete in high school and in college.
He
Basketball
was.
player. You
Baseball,
mentioned a 6'10" high jumper, yes.
Also,
an accomplished artist, as you also point out.
Why drafted in the 10th round? Well, according to the people at Virginia, he had a bruised shoulder for much of his last season. Did not throw the football as well as he's capable of, and one of the reasons why he was still around in round 10.
A Renaissance man with right now carrying the hopes of all the Packer fans around the country. Del Greco to kick off. Lang and Natil are the deep backs. And it's going to go right through Jim Ryan, who turns in and falls on it, as Norman Jefferson was down very quickly to cover. And Randy Wright, the quarterback last year, the quarterback who started last week, actually had a terrible game against the Raiders. Replaced, and Majkowski played the fourth quarter. Replaced, the announcement made on Wednesday of this week.
It does not look like a happy man right now, and he had a holdout earlier in the year, Charlie. Missed some time in camp that may have hurt him along the line.
First down, Denver. Sammy Winder to the 27-yard line. He'll have 4. Second down and 6. And right now, I suspect that Randy Wright is probably the only Green Bay Packer not fully enjoying this. But one thing that he has to remember, I believe, so firmly, it takes 2 quarterbacks to have a successful season in the league. Physically, one just cannot make it through. As the clock counts down to 2 minutes, we'll have the warning and the timeout. Green Bay leads 14. Quarterbacks. Today's backup quarterback.
Yeah, but as Forrest Gregg said to us last week, a quarterback is only a pulled muscle away from being the starter, and that's exactly true. An interesting stat, over the last 3 years, exactly 20 quarterbacks have missed NFL playing time in each of the last 3 seasons out of 28 teams, so that may just be 2 very important people.
Elway scrambles right, has pressure, throws high, incomplete. Overthrowing. Mark Jackson, who had broken off of his pattern, saw that Elway was scrambling and came back. Third down and 6.
Let's take a look and see if Mark Jackson indeed does come directly back to the quarterback. You know, John Elway with those quick, great feet, he's not afraid to get out of the pocket and run with it. He's got to get some help from his wide receivers. He does come back to, that's exactly what Mark Jackson has to do. Come back to a scrambling quarterback. The only way you can make a reception out of it is to run straight back to him.
Third down and 6. Elway in the shotgun. On the infield, fires. It'll be close to the first down. He needed 6, and he may have gotten it all. He goes to Wilhite. Mark Murphy was there for Green Bay, and Denver in a hurry-up offense. This one is caught by Steve Watson. Watson just rambling around, and here they come again. It's going to be a first down. No, Denver's going to stop the clock. 48-yard line of Green Bay.
Timeout. Denver, their first timeout.
Charlie, it's such a similar play to the last one. The big difference, Steve Watson. Look at the hands on it. Wet ball, toughest catch in football. Steve Watson, of course, not a starter this year, beaten out for the position, but showing that he's got a lot of quality left in him. We'll be back in a moment to Milwaukee, 14-0 Packers.
Oh, he drills it to Steve Watson. First down between two defenders. And we'll stop the clock now with 57 seconds.
Timeout. Denver. Their second timeout.
Charlie, what they'll do is John Elway will walk over to the bench, talk to Dan Reeves. They will decide on 2 plays, come back in the huddle, give both plays. If the clock continues to run, you do not have to audible at the line of scrimmage. They already have a second play called. But if there's an incompletion or if somebody gets out of bounds, they go back in and reassess what they should do. Use the politics. You do a little bit of that when you're a wide receiver. He says, come on, throw it over here. I'm open.
But as you know, as a receiver, and all quarterbacks will tell you this, every receiver is open.
That's right. You come back, hey, I was wide open.
I'm wide open. I remember John Hadel talking about Lance always. He said, was always open. Bob Greasy told me that you were always open.
The difference is, I was.
See, you believe it. Okay, Cleveland leading Pittsburgh by a score of 10-0. Chicago in front of Tampa Bay. Cincinnati, Boomer Esiason just throwing a touchdown pass in that one. Miami leading Indianapolis. Washington, Atlanta tied. Houston leading, and New Orleans, Philadelphia tied. Steve Sewell getting the call.
Now they'll get back. They've got that second play, but an unusual call, Charlie, because they've only got 1 timeout left. They've got to save that to get the field goal team on the field.
In a 4-second and 6. 38 seconds. Now he throws far side. It is Will Hyde. He goes out. That'll stop the clock. Time to regroup. 27-yard line. Gain of 4. 3rd down and 2. Mark Murphy was there for the defense. You call 2 plays. What happens if you need a 3rd? Can you do just a check with me and you call the play at the line of scrimmage?
That's exact terminology, too. Check with me at the line of scrimmage. He's got to go up there and call an audible at the line.
3rd down and 2. 27-yard line. 33 seconds left in the first half. Denver trails by 14. It'll be the first down at the 24-yard line. The clock continues to move. 24 seconds and counting. Will Hyde on the receiving end. Murphy was there. Now he'll throw it away. Throw it in the ground. Throw it in the ground. Oh, he throws it outside. Going to Mark Jackson, because under the new rule, you can just step back in that situation, grab it in front of you. It's not a foul, but it'll stop the clock, which is what you want to do sometimes.
Charlie, 13 seconds left. They have time for 1 more pass play. Of course, that means they've got to go into the end zone with it. No use to have a 4 or 5 yard reception in this case. They've got the 1 timeout left. They use it for the field goal team to come onto the field.
And Rich Carlos, of course, 4 for 4 and has hit on 8 straight. His long 42 yards last week. He's one of the premier ones in the National Football League. No question about it. 16-yard line. And the clock is stopped with the timeout taken at 6
Denver,
seconds.
Their 3rd timeout.
And they did not go to the end zone. They were throwing to set up the field goal.
Yeah, they wound up throwing to set up the field goal. But with someone like Carlos, if it's 35 or 38 yards, really does not make much of a difference for him.
Watson on the receiving end. Tiger Green was there that made the tackle at the 16-yard line. And so Rich will be kicking at about the 22 or the 23. The problems of kicking on a wet field, and also the problem of holding. It's a 3-man job. It starts with the snap, and that's Keith Bishop, and then it's the holder, and that's Gary Kubiak, and then it's all up to Rich Carlos.
Right, and Rich Carlos, a kicker, will start toward the ball before a holder has the ball in his hands. That's why any slippage by the holder and getting a wet ball back will throw the field goal kicker completely off.
24-yard line, an attempt of 34 yards, well within his range. Footing and snap the problem. 33 official. for Denver's first scoring. We had some jumping in the line. We've got a flag. We've got the kick up, and it is through the uprights, but we saw jumping. I believe it was by Denver. Yes. Somebody on the left side of the offensive line was moving. Not pleased, but you can tell it's not raining because he's got his raincoat on.
Illegal motion. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty.
Dan
Repeat the
Remsburg.
count.
On the left side.
Watch his foot. Yeah, there it is. Oh, yeah, much early. Much too early. Once an offensive lineman gets into a three-point stance, he cannot readjust himself at all. That's the reason for the flag.
Attempt. He's got it again. So Carlos does it twice to pick up the 3 points as he converts from 38 yards out. And it's Green Bay 14, Denver 3 as time runs out in the first half on that play. So surprise, surprise, the Denver Broncos trailing the Green Bay Packers by 11 points as we go to halftime here at Milwaukee County Stadium.
The Broncos